He was the general who declared war on his government by dragging it to court. He was the general who spooked Delhi's power corridors by just a routine military exercise. 2 years after that suspiciously routine troop movement, the mystery remains unsolved. So far, the general and the government were in denial, but now a third party, the man summoned by the government bosses after a top secret CCS, has indeed confirmed that on that fateful night, as tanks rolled close to Delhi borders, the government feared the worst.
General versus the government. So far we were told that this brief yet tense face-off never happened. But 2 years after the denials, the facts have exploded in the government's face. And here's the man who reveals it. Former Director General Military Operations, Lieutenant General AK Chaudhary, the man the government summoned in panic when armoured vehicles sent shivers down Delhi's corridors of power.
तो ये लाजमी था कि मैं उनको क्लैरिफाई कर दूं.
The top general has confirmed beyond doubt that there was alarm at the highest levels of the UPA government in mid-January 2012.
No, ये बात आपको उनसे पूछनी पड़ेगी. बात इतनी मैं बता रहा हूँ कि जब मुझे बुला के पूछा गया तो फिर मैंने क्लैरिफाई कर दिया कि ये एक नॉर्मल ट्रेनिंग मूवमेंट.
But he puts the onus on the government to explain why it was so spooked.
अब ये चिंता हुई तो ये आपको उनसे पूछना पड़ेगा कि उनको क्यों चिंता हुई.
The fine print of General Chaudhary's statement is explosive.
General Chaudhary, what is it that he's saying? He's saying that it was communicated that the highest seat of power in the government was worried. That is what Shashikant Sharma, the then Defence Secretary, told the DGMO when he was summoned. The Prime Minister himself, sources say, was extremely concerned, and this just goes on to show the level of mistrust between the civilian leadership and the military leadership of this country. That's point one. Point two, there was distrust between both sides, and both sides are to be blamed for this. That means the Defence Secretary or the Ministry of Defence on one side and the Chief of the Army Staff, then Chief of the Army Staff, General VK Singh, on the other side. There was a complete breakdown of communication between Army Headquarters and the Ministry of Defence. Claim 3. Defence Secretary summoned me late at night, ordered me to send the troops back. Now, these were army men on a routine winter fog exercise. It was a notified exercise according to Army Headquarters. But the Defence Secretary did not take the DGMO at face value. He wanted the troops to be sent back and only then communicate the same to the highest office in Government of India. Claim 4, it was a routine pre-planned exercise by the army. This is what the army has been insisting from day one. It was a routine exercise that takes place every winter. The sting perhaps is in the tail here. For the special forces, yes. For the mechanized forces, was this the route or was the route changed somewhat? Clearly, the Intelligence Bureau stands accused of giving incorrect information to the Ministry of Home Affairs, which was then passed on to the Ministry of Defence and the highest decision-making body in the country, the Cabinet Committee on Security. And finally, intelligence agencies may be partly responsible for the distrust and fear, says the former DGMO. Clearly, the intelligence agencies have their share of blame to take here for incorrectly advising the government, or is there more to it than meets the eye?
His revelations have absolutely clarified that there was no coup taking place, that the coup was in the mind of Defence Secretary Shashikant Sharma and Intelligence Bureau on routine exercises. They were trying to create an environment of distrust between the military and the political masters.
That somebody is creating mischief somewhere, either against VK Singh or against the government. There was something which somebody was trying to create.
This government is not only corrupt and inefficient, it also operates in panic. And there was absolutely no confidence. And they didn't have proper intelligence inputs.
The episode raises serious questions, with General VK Singh even pointing at a conspiracy, but the government is busy stonewalling them with all its might.
It was a routine training program. It was routine, nothing wrong in it. That is the answer, written answer I gave to the parliament. What record I said, it was a routine training incident.
In the end, the forces fear the bitter episode has only pushed the government deeper into the bureaucracy's arms. And despite a brave face at the functional level, there's a tough trust deficit to deal with.